Good morning, and here is the portion on the fourth commandment found in Exodus chapter 20. I'm going to start in verse 8. There's no possible way that I'll be able to get to all the notes, so I'm going to try and pick up some traditional teachings from sages, Jewish sages, and some other notes that are going here. So anyway, the first verse of remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Starts in verse 8. Zechor. I'm just going to keep reading through. Let's remember. And keep reading through so that we can get through the reading, and then we'll talk about notes, okay? Remember the day of the Sabbath to sanctify it. Eitz Yom HaShavat LeChodeshu. 6 days shall you labor. Shishi Yimi Teyevod. And you shall do all your work, v'yesis chal melchotzcha, v'yom but the seventh day is the Sabbath, hashavei Shabbat to Hashem your God, leYehovah Elohicha. You may not do any work, lo to Yesha chal melcha. You, Etah, your son, Vu Benicha, your daughter, Bebezcha, Evidcha, your laborer, your maidservant, V'yevizcha, your animal, U Behumizcha, V'garcha, your convert who is in your gates, Eish Bisheircha. Ki shishis for in 6 days imim Esa Yehovah in 6 days Hashem made the heavens and the earth Atz Hashemim V'atz Haaretz it's Hiyem the sea and all that V'yetz Chal Esher is in them Ba'am. And he rested on the Sabbath day. V'yenech v'yom hashavei al chal from all. And for this reason, Baruch Yehovah, he blessed, Hashem blessed that day, the day, Eitz Yom, of the Sabbath and sanctified it. Hashavat v'yechodeshu. Okay, now that's the Hebrew reading. We're going to go to the notes now. And of course, the first word, remember, is the Baal Toram. It gives us a numerical value of 7. If you add up the letters there, what place they are in the alphabet. And also, we want to talk about remember. It says remember here, but in the decalogy of the 10 Commandments in the Deuteronomy chapter 5, you'll see another list of the 10 Commandments, and then also you'll see, of course, the Shabbat in verse 12 of Deuteronomy 5, and it says safeguard instead of remember. So we have two different thoughts here. So one of them is Kabbalah, which is that God actually uttered both of those words in the same utterance. And Moses wrote it down like this because the people heard one way and Moses heard it the other. That is just one of the thoughts. So like Moses heard remember, Zechar, and possibly the people heard safeguard, Shemor. Well, we do know that both wanted to be conveyed to us when we observe this. So one is sort of a positive one, which is remember, and one is a negative one, which is something we have to do, a safeguard. Okay, so now we're looking at two different things. So remember, if we're going to look at Rashi's notes through the notes in the Chumash, which is what I follow, the commandment is composed of 2 complementary precepts, remember and observe. Okay, so there's one thing, of course, remembering. Even during the week, we're getting ready all week long to observe the Sabbath. I remember when I was younger, I would get ready all week long to have a big party. But this is the kind of this is what I mean. I'm trying to relate to the excitement that we should really have, the preparation all week long for, this weekend or this day of rest. But it's even better because it's sanctified. This is something that is spiritual. So now, remember, this is a spiritual situation. This is not just a day we're remembering to have a party. This is actually a spiritual thing. In fact, one of the notes that I have that is that being rejuvenated comes from a spiritual experience. That's something that struck me studying this commandment. That this isn't just some religious observation. This is a spiritual observation and a physical one. In fact, on my own ideas, or what I see, is that this is a commandment that ties both the spiritual world and the physical world. So we're remembering in spirit Jehovah in the rest of the seventh day, the rest, or we're putting down our work for the week, and we're remembering and we're focusing on the spirit. Okay, so it's actually connects both worlds. Let's see here. So remember and observe. I think I went over that. Positive behavior and a negative behavior. So one is refraining, and one is avoidance. Okay, or excuse me. One means both avoidance and refraining, says the sages, and remembering is observing. So we're positively observing this commandment. Let's see what else we have here. There's no way I'll be able to capture everything. Let's go into some of the words here. How about sanctify? So I kind of want to demystify this word and mystify it at the same time. So to sanctify means really we're setting it apart. We're going to be setting this day apart for special observation, for a special, that when we incline ourselves spiritually, there's going to be a different kind of day for us entirely. So we're sanctifying it, but at the same time, I'll remystify it. It is holy, very holy. In fact, it says in the scriptures that by not observing this day, you would be cut off from the people, from the fellowship. So in 6 days, you should do all your labor. Oh, one more thing I want to bring in here is that on the seventh day, Biyom HaShavei, the seventh day, Shabbat. Who to? To Hashem, your God, Lehovah Elohicha. But it doesn't say HaShabbat here. It says Shabbat, singularly. And I like to tie that to the seventh day of creation real quick. You'll notice that in the seventh day of creation, it does not have the same phraseology as you would find in the rest of the days of creation. Usually, each day for 6 days, it says Yom Echad, day 1, right? Or day 2, Yom Shani, or day 3, Yom Shalishi. So basically, 1, 2, day 3, day 1, day 2, day 3. On the seventh day, it continues doing that for 6 days, but on the seventh day, it doesn't say that. And what I see in that is that the seventh day is really a spiritual and eternal day. It is not just a one-day thing. In fact, when the Messiah comes back to establish and dominate the earth and establish his kingdom and throw down wickedness once and for all, that it will be basically that day, the Sabbath day, for eternal. We will have rest from all labors and from everything, and be able to worship both physically and spiritually, because the world will be resurrected at that time. So anyway, okay, so that's that. I wanted to bring that there. What else could I do? Your laborer. I like the word there, laborer. It's the root word, avid. Remember that David's name is David. His root name is laborer, basically the servant, an indentured servant, and maybe of any level of servant, someone who is there, whatever, working for the summer, or maybe this is the lifetime work of someone. Okay, your maidservant, your animal, your convert, the stranger. I like how they leave convert there, as if even the stranger is always viewing what you're doing. So now they're really watching and realizing that this is an incredible plan, being converted to the ways of Jehovah. So here we go. Heavens and the earth. What else can I bring through here? So yeah, I explained that being rejuvenated comes from a spiritual experience. Maybe I can expand on that a little bit more. The days of the week and the month and the year are in the Bible are always presented by lunar dates. Okay, so a spiritual experience that it is a physical one and a spiritual one is something that we can see and feel. I think that when the moon is at a 90-degree angle from our planet and the sun, that we will feel the magnetic fields rejuvenating life. And even farmers understand that the moon phases do certain things to crops and everything. It actually rules the whole entire earth. Okay, let's see, I got 11 minutes on this video now, so I think I'm gonna stop there. There's so much more to be said about this. I'm sure all of you have many ideas about the Shabbat, the Sabbath. The only thing I can say is, Shabbat Shalom. And I hope you get a great day of rest. All right.